Okay, so thank you all for coming along firstly, because I know that a MITRE ATT high-level overview, doesn't sound like the most appealing talk. To give you some context as to who I am and where I'm coming from, APJ Manager of Cyber Intelligence working for Symantec. What does that mean? They don't let me near sales. We're focused very much on internal security, protecting Symantec from people coming after it. 2.5 years in cyber intel in the Australian financial sector and 5.5 years working for the Australian government. I'm really looking at the lens of being a cyber noob, but also looking through the lens of the operational to strategic landscape, trying to stop the attack bingo card from coming along before it comes along. The scope, of course, I'm very, very biased. Not aimed at a technical audience. Anyone in this room could certainly bury me if we started talking technical, and that last talk frightens me, and that guy's never touching my laptop. Thinking very much in that adversary-centric mindset. I'm all about the person behind the keyboard, trying to figure out how they think and who they're going to come after. And the standard disclaimer, last 2 points there. So again, the background. We all know why we're starting to use frameworks and things like that. One of the things that I really like about the MITRE ATT framework is the pitch is right. Risk teams are starting to understand it. Sometimes can be a good thing. But it's becoming a common language that is at the right level for inter-organisation and intelligence sharing within teams as well. The reason why I'm saying that it's at the right level is that if you go too deep when you're starting to share intelligence about some sort of an incident that you've seen, you start giving away how to hack into your network. You start giving away your company vulnerability. But if you abstract back to that MITRE ATT level and a little bit deeper, you start being able to share some actually interesting and relevant experiences. And it's starting to really solve that problem of the poor communication leading to some real significant failings. Naturally, everyone in the room, thank you for putting your hands up. Everyone understands it. It really is that Babel fish. And again, that not too detailed. It's rapidly becoming another industry standard. Doesn't take away from the work of the Verus and CAPEC frameworks, but again, I think it's that abstraction back which is letting us use this talk to management and talk to people who are less technical by nature and by trade, but they're the ones making the policy decisions that are affecting all of our lives all of the time, particularly when it goes bad. This is certainly my opinion. I think that hunt operations, detection engineering, incident response plans and playbooks, and especially cyber intelligence should all use the MITRE ATT framework as much as humanly possible, because then everyone's speaking the same language. If someone's talking about a particular way of doing something or pretty much anything, we're all starting to speak that same language. I've seen a number of failings before, both in my time in government as well as my time out of government, when one organisation is talking to another organisation using a common term. The trouble is the definition of that common term between the two organisations is entirely different. And that can certainly lead to some suboptimal outcomes. And also it can help educate management. This is going to be the ongoing theme throughout the presentation itself. And it's trying to get the security community to get ahead of the bingo card message, to get ahead of what's happening and where the industry in general is starting to move, and trying to stop my manager from turning around and going, I want a tick in every box on this particular grid. And again, the bias. Attack in itself has some bias. The size and scope of all the different techniques, naturally, definitely check out the AttackCon videos that are there and around. Talking about the depth of PowerShell, for example, is really, really relevant. A lot of the conversations with attack also comes to, not everything's relevant to my organisation, or my organisation needs to work outside of the matrix. That's a really good thing. Being able to understand that attack is not necessarily going to cover 100% of everything that you see, but when you can, and when you can communicate in that common message, use it because it's there. That's certainly relevant depending on the size of some of the organisations being represented in this room and some of the size of the security teams as well. You will undoubtedly see things that are sitting way outside the attack matrix. And then when it comes to actually communicating that message to other organisations, that might help you actually sit back and say, I need to define exactly what I'm talking about.